Boxing Live here. DJ Boxing Live here.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the scene just over there of Saturday night's Championship Boxing, live and exclusive on Sky Sports, sponsored by William Hill, StubHub, JD Sports. Thank you as always to our partners that have been a huge part of our success and the success of British boxing over the last few years. I really feel like there's a new transition now, British boxing, with the youth coming through. Some people call it the sauce. And I saw Lawrence Coley's social media earlier talking about the juice and the sauce, and what is the difference between juice and sauce. And we definitely have the sauce. And we have the sauce here at the top and bottom tables, and not just here, but our other stable members as well. Great week last week in Newcastle, Josh Kelly, Anthony Fowler, Joey Cordina, so many great young fighters coming through. And with many fighters from British boxing just sort of approaching the final phases of their career now, I really feel like it's a changing of the guard happening, and so many great young fighters, many of which get big fights for their careers on Saturday night. Before we talk to the fighters individually and talk about the show, I'd like to pass over to the head of boxing for Sky Sports, Adam Smith, to say a few words.
Thanks, Eddie. I echo those words. It's a really, really exciting time for British boxing. We all saw Tony Bellew's wonderful win over David Hay, over 11 rounds. AJ and WK over 11 rounds again at Wembley. Big stages, big nights, but the young coming through are as important. I think the Next Gen show in Newcastle on Friday, where we saw a stunning performance from Josh Kelly, Anthony Fowler coming through, Tasha Jonas turning pro, brilliant times, Katie Taylor in the women's boxing. I think it's really exciting, and to see so much talent around us on both tables. It's a huge bill on Saturday night, one that I'm really, really excited about. You know, topping it, we've got a good British title fight with Frank Buglioni and the unbeaten Ricky Summers to my right, you know, who deserves his opportunity. This is what the Lonsdale Bouts all about. You know, stacked around it, Joshua Buatsi turning pro, hugely exciting. You've got Lawrence Coley and Isaac Chamberlain down there on the bottom table. We're going to see them rumble in a few months. Trust me, it's going to be a fun few months and a fun ride. Conor Benn back, great to see him. You know, all of them. You know, a really good match with Ted Cheeseman as well. In with Matthew Ryan, we've got Reece Bellotti, Jamie Spade. Good fights and a good opportunity for real exposure here. We're going to be on Facebook Live early on. We're going to be on air nice and early too. We're going to have hours and hours of live boxing on Saturday night. So I think we'll all go into the summer in a really good place. And come next season, come September, we're going to start seeing some of these guys fight for bigger prizes. I think the sport, Eddie, is in a really, really good state, and there's so much talent around.
Thanks, Adam. We'll start downstairs, so to speak. The guys looking to graduate upstairs. Danny Dignam. First up for you, number 3 for yourself, and plenty of big support coming from Essex. And again, you're one of those fighters come through from the GB squad, and looking to make your mark as a pro now in your third fight on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Training's gone perfect. I'm 2-0 now with 2 knockouts, and I'd just like to keep that streak going. I've been working on a lot of things in the gym, so hopefully I'll put a good performance and show what I've been doing.
Obviously, you didn't go to Rio, but you were part of the squad, part of obviously sparring with the boys over there. You know all these young guys turning pro as well. How much are you all kicking each other on now to progress and compete to try and be the top dog coming through the youngsters?
Oh, we're all hungry and we all want to achieve a lot in boxing, so I'm sure a lot of us will.
Isaac Chamberlain, further down the road for you, back at the O2, many fights there for you in the past. Cruiserweight division hotting up nicely, and back in action on Saturday night again with plenty of support at the O2.
Yeah, I can't wait. You know, it's going to be very exciting. It's going to be a very exciting career for me as well. You know, I'm just looking at doing my work and trying to dominate the division. You know, because I know the amount of hard work that I've been putting in. You know, me and my uncle were looking to really take over and really push on now. You know, the time for fighting journeyman, getting excited about knocking out journeyman, that's done. Now it's about really, you know, pushing on against good quality fighters. So I'm just ready.
Obviously, great sparring for you in the past, plenty of rounds with Deontay Wilder, but this camp, great sparring with Matthias Masternak, who we saw at the same arena in a great fight with Tony Bellew last year.
Yeah, with him, you know, it kind of showed the level that I could be at. You know, I worked extremely hard. Like he was saying, even after the first spar, you know, when I went to Poland, a lot of people were like, I think 99.9% of them are white. So when they first saw a black person, they were like, whoa, like. And then after the sparring, you know, everyone came to congratulate me, like, wow, you're so good, you know. Oh, you look like Anthony Joshua. Everyone says I look like Anthony Joshua in Poland. You know, but you know, it was a good experience. You know, it was a good experience. It showed the level that I can be at. You know, and I'm just looking to push on. It's really motivating for me.
Obviously, British boxing is all about big fights and big fight hype. We saw a bit of that yesterday between you and Lawrence, and a potential fight down the road as well. But looking forward to these big domestic fights for you over the next 12 months.
Definitely. All I'm saying is the cream always rises to the top, and don't believe the hype.
Okay. Conor Ben, great to see you back. Been a frustrating period for you, out with injury, but I think we talked last night, a blessing for you as well. You went off like a steam train, 4 fights, 4 wins, and really potentially didn't get a chance to step back and see how you were progressing and learning. And now you've had a chance to do that. You've worked really, really hard in and out of the gym. I'm feeling great for your comeback at the O2 on Saturday.
Yeah, listen, the injury was the best thing that's happened to me. You know, having the jaw injury that I had, you know, I wasn't able to do anything. You know, I had the choice of going back to the gym and learning, or, you know, just doing nothing for the whole 8 months. You know, but I was grafting, and, you know, I think you lot saw a little glimpse of what I'm about on the media workout yesterday. You know, body shape, physically, emotionally, mentally, I'm a completely different person. You know, the best thing I ever done was have that time off. You know, it was crash bang wallop when I turned pro. You know, it was all, I didn't know what I was doing. You know, I just wanted to get back out there and fight. You know, it was all a massive rush where, you know what, I had time to step back, take my time, learn my craft, and, you know, work on things like doing jabs for a week, for a whole bloody week, jabs. I mean, I got sick of it. And you know what, the following week it was just firing a hook. And you know, and that's what it was about. And you know, I thought, oh, you know what, Tone, I ain't gonna learn nothing if I ain't got the gloves on. What are you doing? Let's have a spar, ready. You know, it was the best thing that I've done, you know, taking my time, you know, working on the basics and the foundations.
Obviously, how much has being out of the gym and not being able to fight sort of taught you, made you learn about how hungry you are to succeed in this sport, and seeing so many of the young stars around you, particularly in Tony's gym, fighting every week and progressing while you weren't able to?
Oh, it's the worst thing ever. I mean, you know, coming away from the sport and not being able to train and do anything, you know, actually shows how much of a massive part training plays in your life. I was training 3 times a day, you know, 5 times a week. You know, Saturday I'd go for a run, Sunday I'd want to train, but I'd have to make myself rest. You know, it plays a massive part in your life. What do you do without it? What do you do without training? You know, there's only so much shopping you can do before the money starts running out as well. You know, so yeah, you know, it's one of the things, you know, it shows how much the sport actually means to me, and it means the world. Yeah, it means the world to me, and it's changed my life a lot. You know, every day all I think about is my next session. When's my next session? When's my next fight? Who am I fighting? And that's one of the questions I ask myself every day.
Good, mate. We can't wait to see you back on Saturday night at the O2, where it all started for you. Jay, contest in the new season.
Yeah, well, we took the last fight in last year as a learning curve. We've took it back to the gym. We've learned massively from it. Me and Jim's keeping in the gym, just going through different things day in, day out. And come up with a good win in March, but we're looking for some more substantial opponents now, someone who can take me around so I can showcase the talent to the public. And I'm looking forward to fighting Saturday, because I think it's a great venue, it's a great show. I think it gives lots of us prospects a great platform to showcase our talents on a big show. So I'm really looking forward to getting in there and just showing what I can do over the rounds.
It seems like it's impossible to find a domestic division that isn't thriving at the moment. And when you look at the light heavyweight scene, obviously the world champion Nathan Cleverly, Frank Buglioni topping the bill, Joshua Buatsi turning pro, other fighters, Anthony Yard coming through in the division, Callum Johnson, the Commonwealth champion, Jose Byrne looking for a shot back at the title. It's a great division again, and you've got to be looking at all those boys in the next 12 to 18 months.
100%. Well, personally, I think the light heavyweight division is booming at the minute, especially this show itself. Likes of myself, Buatsi, Buglioni and Summers. There's a lot of light heavyweights on the show, and of course, like, I'll keep my eye on all of them. But I'm just looking forward to getting this fight out of the way and pushing on to bigger and better title fights in the future.
Craig, it's been a long camp for you, obviously due to box on June the 1st, and after your win against Higgins for the Southern Area title, you were thrown straight into spar with Johnny Ryder as well, so you've been at it a long while now, looking forward to getting the win before some rest over the summer.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've had such a long camp, probably feels like a 12-week camp, so I'm just happy to be back out now for Saturday and get a few days rest, and yeah, that's what I look forward to now. Just getting this fight over and done with, getting a good win and moving on for bigger things in the future for September.
Obviously great sparring with you for Johnny Ryder, but also great sparring many rounds with the newcomer on the bill, Joshua Buatsi. You two have been getting some great work down at Cindy's Gym.
Yeah, we have been getting some good rounds in. He's a good talent and it's helped push each other getting ready for the show for Saturday night. So I've got to thank Josh for the rounds and it's been great. I'm just looking forward to the future. I'm ready.
Lawrence, the elusive fight against Russell Henshaw, I think this is the 3rd time now it's been scheduled, and you still don't believe he's going to turn up for the weigh-in tomorrow, but I've been told he's on his way down already. And a good test for you, someone that's definitely going to come to win, a tough man, and is he the guy to take you into your second round in your professional career?
Maybe. I mean, we'll find out. It's not really about the night in the first round, it's just about going and then doing what I do. If they can't handle the power, then they can't. At the end of the day, I've been pro for 3 months, had my professional debut in March. So you don't expect world champions, but at the same time, the people that are in front of me are getting taken out in very, very impressive fashion.
It's been a real whirlwind for you as well, obviously hanging around on the Anthony Crolla bill, waiting to come out, then boxing in Glasgow a few weeks later. On the AJ Klitschko card, you waited and waited, didn't get out, and then boxed at the Bill Kell Brook card in front of 25,000 at Bramall Lane. Have you had a chance yet to learn from those experiences, or do you think that will come after your little break against Henshaw on Saturday?
I mean, like every boxer here, we train 2-3 times a day, and boxing is our life. So you're learning every day. Every time you spar against top quality people, you learn a new lesson. Every day you're in the gym, you work on yourself a little bit more. So you're learning every day. But in terms of learning from the fights, I take little things like in my second fight, I threw a certain shot and got caught with a certain counter. Then in my 3rd fight, threw the same shot and the person just for the same counter, I blocked it. That's the sort of stuff that I pick up on. But at the end of the day, if we rise up levels, we'll see.
Fun games yesterday for you down at BXR, we won't go too deeply into that fight, but of course the big domestic fights are what you want and they'll come at the right time. And great to have some rivalry, particularly rivalry in London as well for you guys to get your teeth into.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of talk, a lot of hype and stuff about Cream Rising to the top. At the end of the day, I know what I'm capable of. At the end of the day, with the stuff that I've done as an amateur, although it's a different sport, hasn't been done before. I got into a great team in 2015 with 15 fights, and in 1 year, in that same year, I was boxing against the best boxers from all over the world. So national champions from Poland, national champions from Cuba, national champions from whatever, world champions, European champions, won the European Championship, went to Olympics with the least amount of fights that have been done, having real tests and fights at limited experience. I've turned pro now, I've taken it in our stride, and at the end of the day, I believe skill-wise to get to the Olympics out of Europe, you have to be at a certain level. To win a medal, you have to be at a little higher level. By the end of the day, we're still learning. I've had 3 professional fights, and at the end of the day, people will soon find out that, you know, having X amount of fights in so many years, like I was going to talk about Isaac, for example, having 7 fights in 2 years, stopping 2, it's not all about knockouts, but box the 2 best people that he's boxed is Russell Henshaw and Wadi Camacho, and for some reason he seems to believe that puts him on a different level to me and that he'll rise to the top. But if that fight ever does happen between me and Isaac, he'll find out.
Okay, we hope one day, when everything's right, including the money, that will get made, and good luck to both of you. That this is what we need, 2 great undefeated cruiserweights doing battle. One day I believe you 2 will be over there under that white canopy, making it all happen. Ted Cheeseman, we talk about the changing of the guard. This is kind of the big fight for you. This is the big first test. You've had that experience that a lot of these young fighters have on the road, learning. A few gimme fights on the way as well. Now that stage is over, and I think you're excited about that. Matthew Ryan, the English champion, eliminated for the British Light Middleweight Championship as well. Bermondsey boy, not far away, and the O2, you know it very well.
Yeah, it's it's a chance for me to put on another good performance, get another win and push right up there and put myself nearly in line for a British title. So really and truly after 8 fights I didn't think I'll be at this position, but obviously since about 3 or 4 fights I've been pushing Tony, trying to get me this fight, trying to get me that fight. So that's what I want. I love testing myself. I don't want to worry about hanging around fighting bums after one and after the other. I want to push in hard fights and push myself and get to where I want to get to.
Matthew Ryan, he's got a promotion stable, management, he's with Pat Barrett as well. Good fighter. Tell us what you expect from Matthew Ryan in this fight. He's not here, so you can say what you want.
Nah, he didn't come to win. He's on paper he's a good fighter. And when I watched his interview, it was like saying it's a big opportunity for him and everything. And obviously for the show it is, but he's the English champion. He's the one who should be saying it's my belt. No one's taking it. You know what I mean? It's a big opportunity for me, but really and truly, I think I've got him half beat, and he's had already because we've had to brought him down here. He tried to get out of the fight by fighting voluntary, and he's been forced into the fight, what I don't think he really wanted. And I'll show him on Saturday what I'll do.
How do you see that British light middleweight scene at the moment? Obviously you've got Liam Smith, and you've got Liam Williams as well. Kell Brook looks like he's moving up to 154. But beneath that, how do you see that division and really moving up yourself after this for a potential shot at British title?
Yeah, I think, really and truly, I think Liam Williams is going to vacate. So after this, hopefully, as long as I win, I get the British title shot. But there's no one really there who I don't believe I can beat comfortably as well. Do you know what I mean? As long as I'm fit and as long as I'm ready, there's no one below rank 2 between 3 and 10 that I won't beat comfortably. So as long as I just keep training hard and pushing on, I think I'll start dominating domestically by the end of the year.
Good luck, big fight for you on Saturday night, part of our live broadcast on Sky Sports. As blessed as some of these fighters have been on these tables with opportunities, someone that hasn't been so blessed is the gentleman down on the end, Jamie Spate, who's boxed everyone and anyone at any. Remember he had a great fight with Josh Wale at the Leeds Arena a little while back, and someone that I know is going to test Reece Bellotti in every single way on Saturday night, and someone that will really get his teeth into this fight, try his nuts off, and try and win that WBC international title on Saturday night. Jamie, welcome, and ready to go on Saturday.
Yes, mate. I feel very privileged to be sat here, amongst a crop of very talented fighters, especially to be at the top table is amazing. Reece is a very good kid. I know Reece, I speak to Reece, he's a very nice lad, and it's going to be a gentleman's fight. He's very talented, he's proved that. He's a 2-time ABA champion, which is enough in itself, and thus far he's had a perfect professional career. But I'm in a great shape, coming off a very good win for the Southern Area title, and it's all come at the right time. I'm very much looking forward to Saturday.
You obviously had to be thrown in at various different times. What's the mindset now of Jamie Spate? Looking at this as a massive springboard opportunity, obviously a live televised fight on the card as well, a WBC international title, and a fight that could move you into a position to fight for a British title as well.
For me, it's an opportunity to almost change my life, not just my life, but my career, and I will take it at both hands. I'm always in the gym, I'm always fit, everybody will say I'm fit, as one of the fittest fighters you'll see. It's just perfect to have this opportunity. It's going to be an hard night, of course it's going to be an hard night, but that's what we're all here for. This is what you get your teeth into. You stick a journeyman in front of people, and do you really want to get up at 5 AM and run? Do you really want to put that extra bit in? Whereas when you know that it's dangerous, you know that it's a hard fight, you have to do that extra bit, you will do that extra bit, and you'll do it willingly. And I've really put it in. I know that this is a big test, and I'm looking forward to it.
Obviously, Reece Bellotti's looked very good in his wins, big power, 9 knockouts in 10 fights, but hasn't got the experience of you over the championship rounds for sure.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, he's shown that he's got power. He's had 9 fights, 9 wins, 8 stoppages. So he's proved that he carries power at the weight. He's looked very good thus far. So I'm looking forward to being in the ring with him and testing him, and I believe I can get the win.
Reece, I don't think we're going to get any bad blood between you two great fellas, but a big chance for you on Saturday night. And progressing nicely, English title, British title eliminator, your first major title on Saturday night, and a fight that we've looked at for a while in Jamie Spate, and good progression for you.
Yeah, 100%. Look, want to fight experienced fighters, and Jamie's exactly that. He's been with good fighters, and it'll be a good test for me. We're in the sport to win titles, and the title's on the line, and looking forward to it Saturday night.
I think you were up in Leeds for his fight against Joshua. If you weren't, just say you were. And I think we looked at him in that fight as well, and felt like in 3 or 4 fight times they're the guys you were going to be challenging. Really, probably the final step for you on Saturday night as well, if you're victorious to that British title.
Yeah, 100%. That's the aim for me. As we said before, I want to fight for a British title. But I'm not looking past Jamie Spade, very experienced fighter, more experienced than I've faced before, and I'm ready for the job and can't wait.
Joshua Buatsi, I said to media yesterday, I remember sitting in my lounge, or my dad's lounge, when you were in Rio, and we were watching you go, I think you were carting some gentleman all the way over the ring in Rio, and he looked at me and said, you have to sign this kid. And it's taken us a long time. But amongst the competition, we got there, and a big stage for you on Saturday night. It's like how we like to do things at the O2 Arena. The start of a very exciting journey, and I know you're particularly excited about getting everything underway on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Everyone at the table here has got one thing against me, and that's experience. Everyone has experience, so I feel blessed and privileged to be amongst all these guys on the table and in front of everyone here. Saturday, I'm looking forward to it. It's not amateur boxing, professional boxing. I've got 6 rounds to do. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't boxed for 9 months, so for me, this is a new challenge. Many challenges I faced, but for me, this is a new one. So I'm going in there as a professional novice, and I'm just going to deal with whoever's in front of me. I have 6 rounds to get to my man, and my aim is to get to him within 6 rounds. So
plenty of hype around you. Obviously, there's going to be after Rio and your amateur performance as well. Do you feel that pressure as well to look good?
Yeah, the pressure's there to look good, but there's almost pressure. Like Lawrence said, some of the experiences that we've had from the amateurs representing Great Britain, I felt pressure on myself because I was like, wow, I'm representing the country. There's one guy in the light heavyweight division, and that's representing Great Britain, and that's me. So even in the Olympics, I was like, Josh, you can't afford to get chimped here because the whole world is watching. I'm not boxing in a little village in Brazil where only the locals will see it. The whole world is watching. So come Saturday, everyone's going to be watching, so it'll bring the best out of me. When the guys across the ring trying to stop me from looking good or winning or doing whatever, I'll make sure I can do anything within my will and power and strength to get to him and to perform and to win.
I don't think you could have turned pro at a better time for British boxing, and we talked about that in the negotiations as well.
Yeah.
And what a chance to move through the sport in its peak time, I think, potentially ever in Britain. And what a time as well to look at the domestic division. I know they're not the fights you're looking at right now, but you know you can see the future and fights that could potentially unfold for you domestically and internationally.
Yeah. Good fighters in the light heavyweight division. You've got myself, the British champion, Buglioni, Summers challenging him, and Jake Bull. The other good light heavyweights about, but you know, for me, I've just started, and I'm gonna take it fight by fight. And when those fights come at the right time, I'll be prepared and I'll be ready to take them. But like you said, right now, boxing in Britain is at the greatest height, and I'm glad to be obviously living and boxing out of England.
Finally, teamed up with us, but also under the management of AJ Boxing, Anthony Joshua, who'll be there on Saturday night to cheer you on. How much does that experience of being with AJ Boxing, not just AJ, but also the other guys that are turned pro that are all trying to outdo each other at the moment, you know, Lawrence, Fowler, Caldina, Kelly, all people that you've been very close to over the last cycle, all trying to push each other on, and it's kind of like a race to get to these domestic titles and world titles.
Yeah, it's, like you said, it's a race, but for me, I don't feel I'm in a race with them, if I'm honest with you. I feel I'm in my own lane, and I have to do things correctly, and I have to do things in the right timing, and hopefully my destination will be at the top. Not hopefully, it will be at the top, but I just feel that I'm in a different lane to everyone. We've all got different lanes, and I just feel I'm in my own lane, and it's for me to stay in that lane and to get to where I need to get to. Some might get there before me, I might get there before them, we don't know. And when it's all said and done, I haven't performed as a professional yet. So even though there's all this hype, let's wait and see, because I don't know what's going to happen. You don't know, we all don't know, so we have to wait and see, don't we? So nevertheless, I'm wishing them all the best. Everyone on the table, my teammates, even those in my weight classes, I'm wishing them the best. And when it's all said and done, if we meet in the ring, we meet, and the best man will win.
look forward to your debut on Saturday night at the O2. You feel as though it's actually helped you rather than hindered you with the experience you've got, the sparring you've got as well, and a big opportunity for you and your team on Saturday night to become British champions.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I feel like I've raised my game. The fights that I've had in the past, I knew I've won before I've got in there with Frank. It gives me that fear factor, so I've trained hard and I'm ready to go in.
I haven't had a spar on you, but Joe Gallagher's told me some great sparring sessions with you up with Callum Johnson as well. And the word out of camp is you've been looking great in camp, great in sparring. People feel this is a real tough fight for Frank Buglioni on Saturday.
Yeah, I had great sparring. Joe's helped us massively. You know, sparring Jose, Callum Johnson. You know, I'm ready to go now.
Obviously, we know you're an entertaining fighter to watch, and Frank, as always, a lot of people feel this one could be a real show stealer on Saturday night. A good, great clash of styles.
Yeah, I think so.
Frank, almost kind of like the older generation at the table now, you know, amongst these youngsters. Exactly. Former world title challenger, British champion now as well. But I know teaming up with Don Charles and obviously with us as well on Sky Sports, you've got a real spring in your step. And looking forward to defending that British title Saturday.
Yeah, without doubt. I think it's kind of, I feel like I'm making my debut again. This will be my debut as a matchroom home fighter. I've been with Don Charles now for just over a year, but it'll only be my third fight with him, so kind of really get momentum behind me now. And I'm looking forward to putting on a real clinical display and showing the improvements I've made since I was at that fight.
Obviously, that was a great fight, one of the fights of 2016. Expecting a similar fight with Ricky Summers. I know you're very confident about the fight, but everyone's talking about the styles, and obviously everyone knows how you like to fight as well.
Yeah, I think obviously Ricky's got to go by how he got on with the sparring against Jose, but unless he was knocking him out and hurting him throughout those spars, what has he going to do against me? Jose Burns is a good counter puncher, good back foot fighter. If Ricky Summers can do that, it might last a little bit longer, but I'm going to be walking through him and steaming through him.
You think a Frank Buglioni win inside the distance on Saturday?
Without doubt.
And finally, obviously, like I said, jokes aside, you have been around a little bit longer than most at this table. A great time for British boxing and the division as well. I know you've got aspirations to move up and fight the likes of Nathan Cleverly as well, but a great time to be involved. Big support for you as always on Saturday night, and good to be headlining amongst a stable of talented young fighters.
Yes, it's a real privilege and an honour to be headlining at the O2. What a fantastic venue, some of the great nights of British boxing have happened at the O2, and amongst his proper fighters, there's no reason why maybe 4 or 5 of them I'm going to go on to become world champions. So it's history in the making, and it's a real pleasure to be part of, and hopefully continue.
Thank you, Frank. Frank Buglioni against Ricky Summers, British light heavyweight title, and a stacked card of some of the best young talent in the sport on Saturday night. Thank you all for coming. We're going to have a group shot up here. The weigh-in will be in this room tomorrow as well. We'll be live on Sky Sports at 7:30 on Saturday night, and before that on Facebook Live as well. So thanks for coming, and we're going to post the photos now. Photos and the fighters will be available for 1 month. Thank you very much.